What's going on, y'all? It's Randall Branch. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about recalibrating my focus, recalibrating our focus. Not just me, but if you guys are watching this, just recalibrating our focus. So me and you guys, both of us recalibrating our focus. For me, it's something that, I even told you guys, if you guys watched my July 2025 recap, I told you guys that my focus kind of dwindled a little bit in July, and it was something I was working on getting back in August. I just had my 22nd and a half birthday, and obviously I don't even really celebrate my actual birthday, so it's not like I celebrated it, but I was aware of the mark of me coming up to the 22 and a half year mark at August 18th, which is today. My birthday being February 18th. And, the only reason why I'm aware of it is because I tell you guys I like to take inventory of where I'm at, and I just took inventory of my first 6 months of being 22. And it was good, man. This has definitely been the best year of my life so far in terms of focus, in terms of making sure I'm doing what I need to do within health, within my business, within my relationship with myself, with God, etc. But I know that there's another level I could take it to. And I reflect back to how focused and dedicated I was towards fitness, towards building my relationship with God, towards continuing to improve the relationship I have with myself and my standards back in like April or May. And my focus right now is recalibrating my focus. I was looking at something a few weeks ago, and it was telling me that with like the weight scales, you guys know, like I weigh my food, obviously I weigh myself. So the scales I have, the food scales, the weight scales, those scales, they need to be calibrated over time. So regardless of if those scales are working or not, just over time, just because time has passed, and due to environmental factors, due to the wear and tear, just due to time passing, those scales, they need to be recalibrated for accuracy. And it made me think of, my focus in the same manner. Like, yeah, I could focus. I could kind of go through and set standards for myself. Okay, this is what a day-to-day should look like. But every once in a while, and truthfully, I'm going to start doing it every day, at the end of every day. Just making sure I'm recalibrating my focus and making sure it's as accurate as could be. So I kind of took that from how people need to recalibrate their food scales, their weight scales, whatever scales that they use around the house. Over just time passing, those scales, they become a little bit inaccurate, and you got to go in manually and fix those and make sure that they're recalibrated for accuracy. That's how I'm looking at my focus. When I first really got on to the kind of wavelength I'm on right now, I thought I could just put my focus on autopilot. I really did, because that's what I do with food. And one thing I learned is that I can't put my focus, even like my intensity in the gym. I was like, okay, I train hard now, so this is just my new standard. I'll just train hard every time I come in. It's like, no, I need to be mindful of how hard I train with fitness every single day in the gym. I need to be mindful of my focus every single day. It's not like your diet where you can just be like, yeah, these are the foods I eat, and I can just put this on autopilot and I don't have to think about it. Like, no, you have to actually be intentional with focus, with intensity in the gym and stuff like that. I really talk about the gym a lot because for me, like, that's like my foundation. It's something that I'm working towards. It's something that I understand that in order for me to really build an elite physique, I can't just be another person that just shows up to the gym. That's something I've been really, really, really consumed by recently. And I've talked about this on this channel before. And again, this is no hate towards anybody because we all have different goals, but just the difference between people that go to the gym and just cross it off their list as something that they've done and something that they've gotten done for the day. Like, okay, I went to the gym today, versus somebody who's actually in there building and being intentional about every set that they do, every rep that they do, the focus that they have. I've been watching a lot of Dorian Yates, a lot of just other bodybuilders. Dorian Yates, Leroy Colbert, Serge Nubret, even Arnold. I've been watching a whole bunch of bodybuilders. And it's not even something where I plan on stepping on stage. Like I've talked about a little bit on my community posts. I never plan on stepping on stage. I never plan on competing or anything. But it's just the focus that these men have where anything that doesn't align. And the beautiful thing about it is that it doesn't necessarily just have to be with the gym. You can have this type of focus with different aspects and different domains of life. But specifically with the gym, it's like anything that was a distraction, anything that didn't fall in line with them building their best body and getting in the best shape of their life, they just didn't care about it. And that's so powerful. And it's something that I've adopted with not watching sports, with not dating a lot, with not like all this stuff. And it's not even something like I talk about. It's not even about the fact that you can't do certain things and still be successful. It's just, where is like your mind at, and what are you focused on? What's getting your attention? What's getting your energy? And for me, what's getting my energy and where my focus is at and where I'm recalibrating my focus towards is getting in the best shape of my life and building my business. So anything that doesn't align with those two things, if I'm engaged in those activities, I can't say I'm focused. I always talk to you guys about defining words. The definition of focus in my eyes, I'm not sure. But the definition of focus in my eyes, I'm not sure if you look it up what exactly it'll say. But for me, it's determining where your eyes are at or what your goal is, however you want to word it, where your eyes are at, what your goal is, what you aim to accomplish, and ignoring everything else. So for instance, like if I tell you guys that I'm focused on getting in the best shape of my life, but I'm engaged in activities that don't align with me getting in the best shape of my life, then how focused am I? And it might be something where people are like, oh, it's not that serious, but it really is that serious. And I'm going to talk in the future about just how important it is for us to get in the best shape of our life. But for me, I know that that's literally the number one thing that'll help my life. It'll help my physical appearance. It'll help my business. It'll help everything. So that's where I focus. And for me, it's like anything that doesn't align with that focus, I'm not even giving it any attention. And when I say that, it's not just, oh, well, that means he's not doing like, stuff that obviously we know isn't aligned, like eating bad or going out and drinking. No, I'm talking about even stuff like that you might be like, oh, it's not that serious. Like you could do that. But it's like, no, I'm not doing that because that doesn't align with my goals, like I said. Also, I just want to mention that I do realize that my audio wasn't the best last video. I did tell you guys I was walking outside. So this video with my commentary, I am just sitting inside doing this, and the audio will be much better. So this will probably be the way that I go about just in the future when I do these type of commentary videos. But yeah, you see how easily it is for us to get distracted with all the nonsense with social media, entertainment, politics, and everything. But then we could even look at stuff like distractions that we might not even think are actually distractions, but they really are distractions. Like if you go in the gym and you plan on giving it your all, like, okay, I'm going to go hard today. I'm going to get better today. And then right before you're about to hit a top set for like a movement that you're finna do, somebody tries to have a conversation with you. Now, you might think it's rude to be like, nah, I'm busy right now. I need to do this. But to me, the way I think now is this damn near disrespectful for you to try to interrupt. Like, you see how focused I am. You see me, like, actively. Like, you know what I was thinking about the other day? I was thinking about, like, imagine, and it doesn't even have to be professional. Like, imagine you have a little brother that plays high school basketball and you needed to tell him something and you ran on the court in the middle of the game to tell him what you had to say. Like, that's, I was thinking about that. Like, that's like the analogy for me. Like, in the middle of, working on something, in the middle of, I don't want to say battle because I don't like when people like, oh, I'm fighting demons and all. I'm not saying all that. But like, you're in the middle of working on yourself. You're in the middle of a set, or you're about to hit a top set, or, what I'm saying? You're training hard. And people, they be trying to have conversations with you, and they be trying to, like, that's all distractions to me. And I'm glad that I think like this. I was telling somebody, like, I'm really glad that I kind of adopted this mindset of just being ruthlessly focused, like to the point where somebody would think like something's wrong with me. And the reason why I'm glad I have this mindset is because I understand that the more not normal my mindset is when it comes to how focused I am on my goals in fitness and business, the better results I get. The more obtuse I am with these type of things where people might look at me and think I'm obsessed or crazy, that means I'm slowly but surely separating myself from the pack of average gym goers or the pack of people who start YouTube channels and don't finish it out because they just like the idea of having a YouTube. They're not really dedicated to the fact of building a community on YouTube, or the pack of people who just want to start a business because they think it's cool but aren't really dedicated to the process of slowly but surely building a business that'll last the test of time. You know what I'm saying? So having that type of focus, having that type of ruthless mindset, it separates you from the pack of people who just are just providing lip service, and versus the pack of people who, not even a pack of people because it's not a pack, but versus the small amount of people who are truthfully and surely dedicated to what they say they're going to do within any domain, within fitness, within business, within their career, within anything where they're looking to get better. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I feel like sometimes we might think we're being rude to people when we're focused. But like I tell you guys, I was kind of talking about it with momentum, but even focus. Most people truly don't know what true focus looks like. So people might think that you're rude. People might think that you're selfish. People might, I don't know, people might just call you stuff and think that you're obsessed and all this stuff. But if you know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're focused on the actions that you know you need to take to get to where you know that you need to get to, like it's not something where you want to get there. It's not something where you think it might be cool to get there, or you like telling people that you do this. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, like it's something where you know, like, I need to do this. Like my life needs to look like this. My life has to look like this. So I need to do these actions. I need to have this mindset. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part is, it's not even a mindset where you're going out your way to adopt a mindset. Like, I'm not looking to adopt a ruthless mindset. I was already kind of born with it. Like, I already had the ruthless mindset, but now I'm not trying to hide it. I think a lot of us that are truthfully focused and dedicated to certain tasks in our life, we already have this inside of us, but society and other people tell us that we're doing too much, or we're too obsessed, or we're too focused, or we need to be balanced. So we start to we start to almost water ourselves down to fit in with the masses, or to not be looked at as too crazy or too obsessed or too focused. But I've gotten to the point recently where I'm just letting all that show, and I'm not going out of my way to, be obsessed. I'm more so just being myself in like the full authentic manner, which I always talk about on this channel, is authenticity. So that's another point I want to kind of give you guys, is like a lot of us, especially if you're watching this channel, I believe that a lot of us, we already have it inside of us. But if we don't surround ourselves with other people who are on that path, or allow ourselves to listen to stuff like this, that's motivational, and me on my path, and you see that I'm also not letting myself slip up and get unfocused and stuff like that. Seeing other stuff like that will allow you to be like, you know what? It's okay for me to be as focused and as obsessed with my craft as I want to be, because I know that those are the actions that'll help me get to where I want to get to. So that's the video, man. Recalibrating our focus. Our focus, no matter how focused we are, is going to naturally kind of decay over time, just due to all the BS that's in life. Whether it's people trying to talk to you about nonsense, whether it's social media. I don't even go on social media no more but to post, honestly. But whether it's social media, whether people are trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is, our focus is going to naturally, I believe, over time kind of decay. But if we're mindful of the fact that it needs to be recalibrated, you might need to recalibrate your focus every hour. Like, I don't know who specifically I'm talking to, but it might just be so much foolishness around you where it's like every hour of your waking day, you got to damn near recalibrate your focus just to make sure that you're staying on task, and that your mind is on the things that your mind needs to be on, and not on things that it doesn't need to be on. So yeah, that's how serious life should be, man. We should be focused. We should understand that we need to recalibrate our focus, just due to the fact that we're living in an environment in our society that constantly works on distracting us, man. Our goal is always to be self-governed. Like, I never blame the fact that society has all these distractions, man. If I fall victim to distractions, I just blame myself, man. My goal is always self-governance. It's not to mitigate, the distractions that other people throw to me. I can't control the actions of others, but I can control my actions. So I'm always focused on just self-governing myself, making sure that I'm recalibrating my focus. Like I told you guys, I just hit my 22 and a half mark, and this has been the best 6 months of my life. But I understand that my focus has dwindled a few times over these 6 months. And because I take inventory of my life frequently, I could tap back into times where I know I was just extremely dedicated, where I didn't care about anything but my goals. And again, like I say, some people think that that's crazy. Some people think that's too much. I don't care. That's my mindset. That's how I live my life. That's how I will continue to live my life. And for me, that mindset and that type of time frame was around April or May. I didn't care about anything but my goals. And I'm getting back to that. And I'm going to stay in it. And I'm going to continue to recalibrate my focus when I see it dwindle. But the goal is for it to dwindle less and less and less, to the point where even though I know I still need to tap in and take inventory, it's not going to be major fixes that need to be made, because I'm continuing to tweak my life to where I'm creating a life that's conducive to just a focused environment day in and day out with almost no distractions. So that's where I'm at right now, man. It's a little video, a little B-roll in the background from when I hit chest and arms like last week. I'm going to be back. I'm going to show you guys me getting down to 175, 180 around there. Probably like 175, getting down to single digits. Right now I'm sitting about 12, 13%. I'm deciding to see through the cut and get down to single digits and then slowly grow from there. So we'll get down to about 175 by the end of October. And then starting in starting in November, we'll start just recomping at 175, just getting a nice package at 175, and then slowly building 5 pounds each year starting 2026. That's my goal. So yeah, man, I appreciate you guys watching this video, following along. Recalibrate your focus, man. Figure out what goals. Hopefully you already figured out the goals that you have, man. So if you already figured out your goals and you know what you want out of life, you know the actions that you need to take, continue to make sure that you're pushing all the actions and all the thoughts and everything that's coming in that's not in alignment with those goals, that won't help you with those goals, that won't help you with the actions. Continue to flesh that out until, you create an environment that's just conducive to an extremely focused and dedicated life that's just relentless and ruthless. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little turned up right now, y'all. Like, I really start to hit my groove with fitness, with business, and I can really see where my life is headed. And I understand that I'm the only person that can mess it up. And if I just continue to stay focused on what I know I need to stay focused on, it'll be literally impossible for me not to get what I want out of life. So that's where I'm at right now. I hope that's where you guys are at as well. I appreciate you guys for checking out this video, man. This is Randall Branch Media, and we checking out. We'll be back on Thursday.